Laura Ingraham hosts the Ingraham Angle, of course, 10 Eastern here on Fox, and she is in London right now, where it's about 1 in the morning. She's ventured into those protests. She took this footage herself. Watch.
Hopefully out of this, people will realize in America that he's a misogynist.
I don't think somebody who is so much of a racist and a misogynist should be given so much power.
I think that Trump is horrible and a really big threat to the world.
Wages are up, you know, unemployment is down to a historic low, and the economy is the envy of the world.
I wouldn't entirely agree with that.
Sad people in a sad country. One non-sad person, though, in London is Laura Ingraham, who joins us live from there tonight. Laura, what's it like?
Well, the protests were kind of a letdown. I mean, I'm glad you started, Tucker, with the Trump baby balloon, because that's about all they really had. They kind of had a Trump on the toilet saying things like, you know, where's my cell phone and fake news. But that was just kind of funny. But the crowds weren't what they were last year when Trump was here, where it was just massive. I mean, it was maybe, we're guessing maybe 10,000 people, maybe 5,000 people. But the strange thing about it is that there was not really a substantive criticism so much of Trump. I mean, they just say, you know, racist, misogynist, he's a bad person kind of criticism. It's more like it's like an orthodoxy and ideology of the left to reflexively be against him. And after a while, it just became rather comical, to tell you the truth.
What, now, Sadiq Khan, who's the grotesque mayor of London, has been in a kind of almost direct spat with the president for the last couple of days. What has he been saying?
Well, his whole point is that Trump's values aren't London's values. And we talked to some actual, Brits today, people who were born here, grew up here, 25 miles outside of the city. And they said, well, the funny thing is about London today, it's like a lot of Brits will say there's not as many Brits in London. London is a mecca. Obviously, it's very culturally diverse. A lot of immigrants in London, thriving city in many ways, bustling city. But Sadiq Khan kind of represents, in many ways, the more cosmopolitan thinking of U.S. cities. So if you think about, does L.A. represent all of America? Well, no, of course not. L.A. represents L.A., and that's fine. They don't like Trump in L.A., or they don't like Trump in New York City or in Boston. But you get a little bit outside London, and things change. People are like, well, gosh, the economy in the United States is really strong, and we kind of need more independence, and we don't want to answer to Brussels. But today, and Sadiq Khan represents this, today it's all, you know, Trump bad, he's a bad person. If you support him, you're a bad person, too. That's essentially their argument.
So it was 3 years ago, almost exactly 3 years ago, that Britons voted to leave the European Union in the most basic act of democracy, and they're still in. Has anybody noted to you that maybe their democracy's fake? Is anybody upset about that?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are upset about it, and that's why the political turmoil now leading to Theresa May's leaving on Friday. She nominally remains in office until a Conservative Party leader is selected to replace her. But unless this thing really happens on October 31st and Brexit happens, we will see another general election here in the UK, and then who knows? We might have Nigel Farage standing for the general election as the Brexit party is, because the Conservative Party at that point will be over, which is sad because a lot of us grew up remembering Margaret Thatcher and obviously the long history of the Conservative Party long before her in Britain. But it's over for the Conservative Party if they can't deliver on this, Tucker.
So one last question. So obviously, our country was once a colony of the country in which you're standing right now. So you can't help when you visit there to think of like maybe applicable lessons. Is there anything that you've seen that informs the way you feel about our country, lessons that we should be learning?
Yeah, as much as we complain, Tucker, about our representative democracy, and the will of the people is too hard to enact, and we're too distant from Washington. Well, that's true, but compared to the parliamentary system, where it moves at a glacial pace, and it's really difficult to break through, as Farage, frankly, did with this Brexit party. Be glad that you're in the United States, where every 4 years you actually have a meaningful choice, and every 2 years you can choose your representatives locally, because they're having a heck of a time here, actually enacting the will of the people on a fundamental issue of independence and sovereignty.
I don't think anybody even understands the parliamentary system. I certainly don't. I'll admit it.
And I'm off
Laura
to
Ingraham.
Normandy. I'm off to Normandy, Tucker, tomorrow to interview the president.
I do understand that, and that's it's wonderful you're going there. I'll watch. Thank you, Laura Ingraham.
Thanks, Tucker.
In the UK.